Joe Booney and Joe Sports Channel proudly present Respect Women 110% t-shirts. These shirts come in 4 different colors: blue, pink, green, and yellow. These shirts cost exactly $25 US and Canadian. With each purchase, $5 will be donated to the Women's Breast Cancer Research Awareness. And don't forget, every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go to YouTube and search up Joe Sports Channel to catch up on new sports news and any special guests that may appear. And if you want to purchase more merchandise, go to joebooney48.wixsite.com/merch.
Oh, what do we got?
We got something else to say.
Okay.
Tom Brady is coming back. For a 23rd season, Tom Brady is coming back. He just announced on the old Twitter machine that, and let me read it to you right now, these past 2 months I realized my place is on the field, not in the stands. That time will come, but it is not now. He loves his teammates. He loves his family. They make it all possible. But Brady is coming back for a 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business, LFG, which, let's go. So that is why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not replaced Tom Brady at quarterback. That is why they have not made an offer for Deshaun Watson. That is why they held out hope and, as Jason Light said, kept the light on for Tom Brady, because he's coming back. So Tom Brady's retirement lasted about a month, and he is now back. Let's go.
Welcome to Joe Sports Channel. You can follow me on Joe the Fighting John Instagram. You can follow me on Taker Devil on hashtag Joe Sports Channel. Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls of all ages, to all the wonderful and fantastic, beautiful Boonie believers out there, it is March 19th, 2022, and I hope you all are having a fantastic evening, and especially in my great hometown, London, Ontario, Canada. Folks, we have so much to cover on tonight's show. We have a lot of great faces that I think are going to show up on tonight's show, but I have a lot to say before I bring those amazing people up on the panel. Yes, you heard it last week. The greatest quarterback of all time, Thomas Edward Brady Jr. is back after a month of retirement. That's a long time. That's the longest retirement anybody has taken and have come back in the league. That's not too bad, huh? 40 days? Not too bad. Over a month, And he's back. He's back with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are signing multiple guys out there. These Bucs were supposed to be a rebuild team because Brady retired. Gronk was leaving. Now people are saying Gronk's going to re-sign a contract with the Buccaneers. So many just rumors out there that the Bucs were done. I had that feeling that Brady might just come back, Josiah, on the other hand, had so much confidence that Thomas Edward Brady Jr. will be back. Oh, I have a lot more to say. You see at the bottom. And a lot of people saying, Joe, what are you doing to your brother? I can't believe what you're doing, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, my show is about the truth and the truth only. And I do not let anybody put false information on my show. We're still waiting for a guy named King Goose that was born in the city of London, Ontario, Canada. We have screenshots of what this individual, my brother, yes, this individual man saying about Thomas Edward Brady. When I show you these screenshots, you get when I say King Goose must be held accountable. I'm going to read all these amazing WhatsApp, group chats to you, and you guys can judge yourself. I said to myself, when I saw this, I have to put it on the Joe Booney social media platform. So take a look, guys. Come on, King Goose, waiting for you, buddy. Okay, here we go. So let me go to my Facebook. So this goat up here, he's saying that's Tom Brady. This is Tom Shady is saying he is a cheater, greedy, and a fraud. I don't care what anybody says about him as the GOAT. Jimmy G is a better QB than Shady. Those are King Oose's words. Let's read that again clearly. Jimmy G is a better QB than Shady. Then I say, I swear I'm taking a screenshot of this and posting it on the Joe Booney social media platform. Even Mahomes, go ahead, post it. Well, King Goose, I am posting it, buddy. Let the Booney believers see what you're all about with Tom Brady and your false information. This is a disgrace for the Booney believers, not only for the Booney believers, for myself. I have to take time and show this kind of false information. You should be ashamed of yourself, and I need you up here ASAP. If you're a man of your word, you come up here as a true Eagles fan or a Montreal Canadiens fan and back up your words, because you know what, buddy? It's not looking good for you whatsoever. We're going to keep going. Okay, let's click this video. Oh, it's firing me up. Dude, before you talk, make sense, because you don't know anything about football. He clearly doesn't. So he likes to change the topic. That's who King Goose is. Crosby is a bum. That's who King Goose is. I love my brother so much, but when it comes down to football, we're enemies. It's like the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers. I still say Brady is fake. I love how you changed the topic right away. Crosby is good at seeking donuts for Tim Hortons. That's Shady Saya. That's my other brother. Okay, let's keep going, folks. Let's keep going. I don't care about the stats and records. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't care about the stats and records, then what are you watching football for? Can anybody comment on that or say anything about that? We got Mr. John Laurinaitis backstage with his Steelers jersey on and hat. We got Johnny B. Good backstage. We got Ing muted, looking like a real German Canadian back there. And you got your host, Joe Booney, speaking loud and clear to the audience. Let's keep going. We're almost done. Stay away from the game of football when you talk. Make sure you make sense, dude. Coming from an Eagles fan, you know, Eagle fans, they really don't have common sense. They really don't, unfortunately. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. Keep going. Let's see. This is what gets me really going. I just watch it for the love of the game, and I pick guys I like and I don't like. Dude, go have a coffee. You need your double-double. That's the end. Kangers, I'm waiting for you backstage, buddy. I really am waiting for you backstage, and you need to be held accountable for your words. Misleading information on Joe Booney's show. That's a disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we got three amazing individuals at the back. Let's start off with the one, the only, from the great city of London, Ontario, Canada, Johnny B. Good, Mr. John Laurinaitis from Lubbock, Texas, and the one and only, originally from Germany, lives in Victoria, British Columbia.
It's Vancouver. Get your shit right. Hi, everybody.
Give me a hard time.
No, Victoria is the capital city of BC.
You're always giving me a hard time.
I love you too.
Folks, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Guys, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just waiting for this guy named King Goose to come backstage and hold up his words, because let me tell you something, it's not looking good for him whatsoever. That's all I can say. But on the other hand, when he comes backstage, we'll talk about that. Johnny Be Good, thoughts on Brady returning?
Well, you know what? I was a little bit suspicious. You know, Brady is a little bit of a character, and you know this retirement thing. I mean, obviously it's the off season. He's going to take some time and spend it with his family. I wasn't sure if he was ready to fully retire yet. I mean, he is a legend. I mean, it is. I mean, I think what King Goose was saying. I love that they have the passion no matter what their team is, and the passion. I can see the passion for the sport. Maybe not always agreeing with the words. Is Brady the GOAT? Yeah, he's great. He's played.
We have him backstage, actually. Sorry for cutting you off. We have him backstage, actually. So continue on talking. I'll bring him up and see what he's
okay. No, I was just saying, obviously he has you know, he's good. I just don't think he's what he once was, right? So, I mean, we saw that this year. I mean, the Bucks fell short this year. They did make the playoffs. So, but yeah, I just think Brady, I mean, it's good to see him back. I mean, it's good for the sport. Is he what he once was? No, you know, he's getting up there in age. So I think they'll still have a decent year. Are they the Super Bowl contenders? I don't think so. A lot of teams have improved. So the Bucks will be good, but I don't think they're the Super Bowl favorites.
Mr. Leonardis, what are your thoughts on Thomas Edward Brady Jr. returning after 40-day retirement, John?
After what?
After a 40-day retirement.
40-day retirement.
Yeah,
that's not really a retirement.
That's just
that's a 40-day layoff.
Holiday. I don't know. I guess he doesn't want to quit playing.
And the man we've been talking about all day and all night, King Goose. Good evening, King.
Good evening, Goose.
I don't know if I should call you a king tonight or what. Now, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything goes well. It's been a while since I've seen you. You're looking good. But let's get down to business. Those words you said earlier, were you just waking up, or did you really mean those words?
I meant them. I stand behind them. I think he's a bum. I think he's a bum. He's not a GOAT.
Do you know what you just said?
Leave. Retire. Go home. Make up your choice. Stop being shady.
King Goose, what you said to not only the Booney Believer, but for the fans all around the globe is a spit in their face. And you should be, I know everybody has a difference of opinion, but what you said, man, you're misleading information. You're calling Tom Brady shady. He's a fraud. Where's the fraud come up? Tell me where's the fraud. What are you talking about? Deflating the ball, the fake news media? The mainstream media likes to go around and make Tom Brady look like the biggest idiot out there? You believe that, King Goose? So what's going on in your mind? I want to know what's in your brain right now. I want to go in there, screw it up.
Whatever you want to believe. I think he's a bum and he's just retired.
Okay, tell me why you think he's a bum and why he should retire. Can you explain that for me, please? I want to know.
What more does he have to prove? You have Super Bowls. You have money. You have a sexy rich wife. So go home, and you don't need the money, whether it's pay cut or just more money. You don't need it. And I don't care, love of the game or not love of the game.
Let me ask you a question, King Goose.
Just retire and go home. You're old. Same goes for Big Ben.
He's gone. He's retired.
Big Ben will stay retired. I'm sure of that one.
And if he does, because he's a washed-up bum. You hear that, John? No,
he's had his years. His good years are behind him, kind of like Brady. His good years are behind him.
What really hurts me, guys, is people like King Goose and people that really don't know the game of football, that have respect for these quarterbacks that have been in the league longer than 15 years plus. Like, look at Thomas Edward Brady Jr. You look like Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben Roethlisberger. All these quarterbacks you don't appreciate, King Goose, but you appreciate quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts. You used to like Carson Wentz at one time. You used to love the guy. You used to adore the guy. You loved him. You praised him. You liked Nick Foles. And what happened? You backed out like you were a Leafs fan at once, and you backed out now you're a Montreal Canadiens fan. Okay? That's who you are.
I'm a Canadiens fan. That's all right.
Say what?
I'm a Canadiens fan. We're having a horrible year, but we're still fans.
It's not that, Johnny Be Good. He was a Leaf fan at once. He was a
I
see, fan
I
at
see.
once.
Okay.
He left. He took off. Like the car's no good. I'm screw this car. I'm not fixing it anymore.
You got to stand behind your team, whether they're good or bad.
I've been a Leafs fan since I was 6 years old, King Goose. And there's
There
fans
you
that have
go.
been Leaf fans before me. I've been through the pain, the downs, crying and screaming. I'm 22 years old and I still scream and cry because that's my passion. That's called the passion.
That's right.
Right? Look at Johnny Be Good. He's passionate. He's wearing his conference finals NFL shirt. Look at John Laurinaitis from Lubbock, Texas. The Chiefs ran over the Steelers and he's still wearing that. Look at Ing down there. That beard is still growing because he loves that beard.
Yeah, but Joe, don't ask me. He's growing on me. Like, I don't see the shady part, but that he has proven everything a football player can prove. And maybe it's time. He's got a point. You might not have his same opinion. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's not the opinion, Ing. It's the words that he's using. Don't call him shady. Don't call him for this. Say, I don't like him. When he said that, he really fired me up. And this is the first time I'm actually doing this to King Goose. We've talked before on the phone. I said, I'm going to put this on the internet. I'm going to put that. But this time, buddy, you got my blood really, really thick and boiling, like boiled eggs and potatoes. Like grandma, it's about to fall off. Right, King Goose? Just telling you, man, next time when you message, think before you send that message. Actions speak louder than words. 1 + 1 is 2, not 3, not 4. It's 2, right, King Goose? We went to school. You went to school before. You're a smart man. You're a good-looking guy. You have a nice sweater on, looking like $1 billion over there. We're all beautiful, but make sense when you speak. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. All right, guys? That's all I'm asking. Just next time, we want truth on the show. We don't want fake news. I hear enough of that on the main weekends, during the day, every day, listening to AM 980, listening to CNN, listening to all those guys. I hear that all the time. And when you do it, and you usually don't, but I don't know what's going on with you, man. Maybe Roman Reigns is doing something to you. Maybe Brock Lesnar's doing something to you. I don't know. All I have to say, man, is next time, be careful what you say, because you're going to get Joe Booney fired up. And when Joe Booney's fired up, he does stuff like this. And you're my brother. So, hey, just saying, man. Just saying. Is that all you have to say, buddy? Anything else before we move on?
We don't get along in sports.
Hey, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't get along in sports. That's what makes us brothers. Like, brothers of Destructor, Kane, and Undertaker, back and forth. That's the beauty of sports. Put sports to the side. We love each other. But when it comes down to sports, we want to punch each other up like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. We want to do that. But put sports to the side. We love each other. We kiss each other like brothers of Destructor.
Well, the only thing I would add is I was ready for Brady to retire too. I was hoping he would stay retired. So, he didn't look so good finishing the season. So it'll be interesting to see where the Bucs go. Is he great? Yeah, obviously he's great. We all know he's great. He's proven himself. But I too was ready for him to retire and stay retired. I think it's just because, we'd like to see other quarterbacks step in. But I mean, it's hard to argue with what he does on the field. He proses it, but obviously doesn't have the can't perform what he did 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So.
I do like to say something about King Goose. When you said he has nothing to prove, no, he doesn't have anything to prove. But let's say you've been working at a company for, let's say, 20 years, and you said to yourself, I still have what it takes to run this company or run this job. I got another year in me, 2 years that my legs are still good. Why wouldn't you do that if You can still do it, that the fans are still going to support you, that you're going to fill up stadiums, fill out arenas, whoever it is. If it's not Brady, Aaron Rodgers, if it's not Rodgers, Wayne Gretzky, if it's not Wayne Gretzky, it's Alexander Ovechkin, the Russian. Why not fill up a stadium? Why not have fans still come and support you? Wouldn't you like that if you put yourself in those shoes, King?
Mm-hmm.
You understand now. Good boy. That's how I want you to be. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I love you, man. I love
stand
you.
behind my words, man.
Say what?
I stand behind my words.
Oh, you stand behind
Good
your
for
word,
you.
man.
Listen, Joe, if he
Aaron
only
Rodgers
said,
is
I
a bum.
think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, King Goose. Go ahead.
Aaron Rodgers is a bum.
He's just getting under your skin. He's just trying to get your goat.
That won't bug you. That won't.
Listen to me, Joe. If he only said
You brought it up.
that Brady should retire and didn't use those words, you would have never picked up on it. These days, you have to be controversial for even being hurt. And I have to give it to him. He got you riled up.
You know what it is, Ying? You're talking about the greatest quarterback to ever play the game that has 7 Super Bowls. And I get it, King Goose. You don't like the guy because he's won so many Super Bowls, that he's beaten your teams over the years. He's done so much. But at least give the guy respect on the field. Off the field, you can say whatever you want. It makes me so frustrated with these fans like you, King Goose. That
He
say
made
Tom Brady's bad.
multi-million dollars.
I don't
That's
give
his
a
respect.
$1
Why does King have to suck up to Brady?
It's
I'm
not
just
the
saying.
sucking up. It's the respect behind everything. The game he has done for New England for so many years. Now Tampa Bay's put him on the map. The guy is everything. He can go to any team and make that team a Super Bowl contending team.
Unless they're the Jets.
Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? Put Brady in there. You never know. You never know.
Or the Browns. No, yeah, that's not right.
Yes. My last thing for King Goose before we move on.
Lots of good football news today.
Yes. King Goose, what are your thoughts on Tom Brady returning? You think he's going to have an elite year this year coming up, or is he going to have one of those okay years? Because last year had a dominant year.
Thumbs down. I'm with
Thumbs
Johnny
down?
B.
Well, coming from an Eagles fan and 49ers fan, what do you expect? Anyways,
I just look forward to sacking them lots.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Lots of sacks.
Yes. I want to see your shirt. If you don't mind standing up, I want to see that 2019 conference championship shirt.
There you go.
I like that. Let me put that bigger screen. I really like that. Oh, yeah, that's a Super Bowl one from, was that against the Kansas City Chiefs?
That was the one.
Okay, yeah, we got another heated topic to talk about, and it's Davante Adams leaving the Green Bay Packers and going to the Las Vegas Raiders. That was a shocker, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'll say it again live on air. I want to thank Davante for everything he has done in Green Bay. I tweeted it out a couple of days ago. I didn't have the chance to make a video, so we're live right now. I can say it. Davante, for all those years you've done in Green Bay, man, you will never be forgotten. You have been the best wide receiver in Green Bay, and thanks for everything, and I wish you all the best on your next chapter in Las Vegas. You're back with Derek Carr. Once you're teammates, you're back to teammates, and you guys are sticking together for a long time. Johnny, be good. What are your thoughts on that? Davante?
Well, I mean, obviously good for the Raiders and bad for the Packers. I mean, it was just interesting how they just re-signed Rodgers, and, obviously that's his main man. So interesting that you signed one guy. Now, again, I don't know if the money wasn't there. It was a money issue. They got to look to sign, because they still got to re-sign Scantling yet. So it'll just be interesting to see what other receivers they're going to bring in for Rodgers to throw to, and now that Adams is gone. So
now I heard this from multiple sources, and maybe you can clear this up with me as well. Davante Adams said he'll stay as a Green Bay Packer. The contract was this: if you don't put me as a franchise tag, because they said they gave him the same contract as Vegas, but if you put me as a franchise tag, I am leaving Green Bay. Did you hear the same thing I heard, or is this just freaking rumors going around? because it was the same news I heard with Vegas, the same contract. But if the franchise tag was there, I'm leaving Green Bay.
I can't say I heard that. I didn't hear that. All I heard was the signing of Rodgers and the departure of Adams, which again was really quite interesting, the timing of everything. So I just figured maybe they needed to sign Rodgers. The money wasn't there for both, and they, other key pieces they've got to sign on the defense. But like you said, I didn't know about the franchise tag thing myself.
I'm reading here. I wrote some stuff down. I'm not a big guy that likes to write stuff down, but this is what Vegas got. So the Las Vegas Raiders acquired Devontae Adams from the Green Bay Packers in exchange of a 2022 first-round pick and a 2022 second-rounder. Now, Devontae was our best receiver. Now we got a guy named Julio Jones is on the market, free agent. If we can pick him up for a one-year deal, up to maybe 6.5 million, 7 million.
I'm not sure. He's a good receiver. I'm not sure he's going to play in the frozen tundra, though. That might be too cold for him.
Because if you look at it, Johnny, we don't have we have Lazard and we have all these young folks, but we don't have anybody really, right?
No, and even who was the other receiver they brought back, reunited him with? So my brain's not. Who was the other one? He was a longtime connection that left and came back.
You're talking about Randall Cobb that is back.
Cobb, that's right.
Yeah.
So again, Cobb was okay, but it's just a matter of who's going to step up. I mean, they did draft Rodgers, the other receiver, so there are still some other receivers on the market. You mentioned Julio, but again, I think Julio is good. I mean, OBJ is good, but I'm not sure. I think they're more secondary receivers. So the question is, who is my, say Deebo Samuel? Who is our key guy that we're going to bring in? Are we going to draft somebody again this year? They obviously need to. They got a first-round pick for him, so that will help for rebuilding. So are they in rebuilding mode? Are they looking for another quarterback? Or are they more receivers? So there are lots of questions, I think, with the Packers organization right now.
There's a lot of questions going around, and there's so many trades that going on, and let's just move on and talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mr. Leonardis, you finally got a decent quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, but you do lose Juju Smith-Schuster for a one-year deal, $10.75 million to the Kansas City Chiefs. He goes to the Chiefs, but you get Mitchell Trubisky. Mr. Leonardis, you said for weeks and months Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. Was this the right quarterback to go after, John?
I don't know if he is or not, but at least he's got experience, and I think he's half decent anyway. So I don't know. Anything's better than nothing. Rudolph, that guy's no good for nothing. He's a joke.
Half decent, better than nothing.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it's still interesting.
King Hughes talking about bums. Rudolph's a bum.
Yeah, you could use that, King. You should have used that in the text message. You should have used that.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't proven anything
yet. Still good. He's not consistent. So
he's consistently bad.
That's right. He's consistently bad. If Trubisky can, I don't know, if he can get in there and get them going, maybe that's good. They needed somebody with at least experience that was been around for a while, at least half decent quarterback. So that might be good. I think. Well, it will be good, but I'm just saying,
And I think it was a good move for Pittsburgh because Trubisky obviously is going to be stuck behind Josh Allen, and now they brought in Case Keenum as a backup there in Buffalo, so Buffalo's set.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised nobody's picked up on Minshew, who's sitting in Philly there. He deserves to be a number one somewhere. So I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what, Johnny, be good. I would take Minshew over Jared Goff any day. Any day.
I'm thinking the Lions. I thought the Steelers might make a move, and he would still be in PA, the state. But yeah, the Steelers. The Lions. I'm not sure how many more years Goff has, but it'll be interesting.
Another move earlier today, the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford finalized a 4-year deal, $160 million extending that includes $135 million guaranteed. Matthew Stafford is back with the Los Angeles Rams. Johnny, be good. I know you're not happy with this, but Stafford deserves every.
Oh yeah, I think it's great. We love sacking him. He's great. I love watching him lay on the
All we
ground
have
and
to say,
looking
Johnny,
up.
be good. Look, a guy
I love
that
watching Nick Bosa chase him down and throwing to nobody in the stands. I think that's great. They should re-sign him. Great. That's good news. I don't want the Rams to have a good quarterback.
That's the 49ers, and we got
That's
some
the same with
corners.
same with the Seahawks trading out Russell. I mean, great. That's all good. That's all good for us.
Hey, it benefits you at least, right? It benefits
That's right.
you guys. And we got some more news. Last week, Pro Bowler linebacker Von Miller signed with the Buffalo Bills in a 6-year deal, $120 million. I never thought Buffalo could actually take a guy for $120 million, and especially Von Miller at the age of, I think, 33 or 34.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That guy that gets injured, he still has. It's just I don't think he's worth that much for a 6-year deal. Just I would say 70 million, 80 million, but 120 million. That's a little bit over the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he had a good year in LA. I mean, he helped win the Super Bowl. I almost thought he was going to be ready to retire. So the fact that he signed on for 6, good for Von Miller. But I don't know. I just don't see it being a good. I don't think it was a good move for Buffalo. I don't think he'll fill out the 6 years myself.
I want to bring up a clip, and this is actually for Mr. John Laurinaitis from Lubbock, Texas. John, this was when Mitchell Trubisky, everybody heard the news, he's signing a contract, and it's very interesting, this clip specifically, explaining the 2018 year he had and all of that. So let me bring it up. Did this for John, because I know you're a big Steelers fan and kind of can know who Trubisky is. This is a bigger screen.
Breaking news of Fast and Furious on SportsCenter right now. Adam Schefter has some news on Mitchell Trubisky. What's the future for that quarterback?
As Jeremy Fowler reported, as Mitch Trubisky texted me, he's going to be signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 2-year deal. Intends to sign with the Steelers. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have their new QB1. He is the former Buffalo Bills QB2. And this is interesting because I think that there was some idea out there that Mitch Trubisky could wind up in Washington. Washington agrees to trade for Carson Wentz. That leaves Trubisky searching for a new home. There have been some discussion about Mitch Trubisky surfacing in New York with the Giants.
Sure, with his old coach.
Following along Brian Daboll, the head coach, Joe Shane, the general manager. But what better opportunity is there out there than the Pittsburgh Steelers? You're going to Pittsburgh with the chance to be the starting guy. Mason Rudolph is there.
Pretty good chance.
Is there. But Mitchell Trubisky wouldn't be going to Pittsburgh without the idea that he's going to be the starting guy, or a real chance to be the starting guy, especially with a deal out of the gates within the first hour of free agency.
Here we go.
He's not going to agree to go there unless he believes he's going to be the guy there. So looks like he is going to really have the opportunity. And I should also add, his wife is due with their first child in May. So he's picking a new home in a new city.
Oh my
They're going to
goodness.
find a hospital. There's a lot going on in the
is.
Trubisky household right now.
In the Trubisky household. I'll tell you what, though, after the disaster of Chicago, gets the reprieve in Buffalo, and now a fresh start. It's good to see in Pittsburgh, and we'll see what he's able to do with that opportunity.
Thanks for watching, Ian.
I muted myself. I was talking over. I was muted. That's the best move I was saying for Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's the best option. I think they should have, took it maybe advantage and maybe went after a Deshaun Watson. I think that would have been great, but I think it was just in the moment that they needed a quarterback they're desperate for, and they got Mitchell Trubisky. And I'm glad that Pittsburgh can actually finally pick up a quarterback, not rely on these, undrafted quarterbacks, or a guy like Mason Rudolph can only get like 120 yards in the day with 3 interceptions or 4 interceptions. So it's nice to see Pittsburgh picking up Mitchell Trubisky because he had an outstanding 2017-28 year with Chicago in his first year. Oh, we got this as a question for each person in the panel. Who's the top QB and who is the bottom on the list? Let's go with Johnny Be Good on this one.
Well, top QB. I'm guessing it's not Tom Brady. No, I'm just kidding.
You stole my line. Jesus.
No. I don't know. I mean, you want to say a Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know. He struggled in the playoffs this year, so I would put him, Mahomes like a number 2 or 3. Who is the number 1? I mean, I'm still going to go with Rodgers myself. I think he's proven, again, veteran quarterback. He's proven himself. Struggled in the playoffs too, but I would still put Rodgers, Mahomes, Josh Allen, is my top QBs there.
Mr. John Laurinaitis from Lubbock, Texas, top QB.
Top QB?
Yeah.
Like last season?
Whoever,
I don't know. Just the top
person on the panel. Who's the top QB and who is on the
Not
bottom?
Mason Rudolph.
No. I don't know. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know. Let's say either Aaron Rodgers or maybe I don't know who's that guy. I like Jake Allen from Buffalo.
Kingers?
I'm going to go with Sam Fran. Jimmy G.
That's even a tough pill for me to swallow. I like Jimmy. He's a great guy. I don't know if he's the top QB. I do hope they re-sign him. I do hope they keep him. But obviously he's going to either be he's going to be relegated to the number 2 spot. So that's going to be tough. We'll see what preseason brings.
I like him better than Brady.
Yeah, I know. He does win. I like, if you look at if you're a numbers guy, he does win, right? Is he the greatest quarterback? I know it's hard to say. I mean, he's still proven himself. He's still a young guy. I think he's a good quarterback. I can't say he's a great quarterback, but I can say he's good. He gets the job done. That's what I like. He gets the job done. He wins the game. He gets the job done.
King,
I like Russell Wilson.
You like Russell? Hey, you still got your brain's still okay.
Somebody told me he went to Denver.
He went to Denver, yeah. He went to Denver. Hey, at least you like Wilson. Your brain is still active. It's not fried all the way. So that's good. That's a good sign.
Thank you, Joe. What you people don't know is that Rita only asked the question because she knows I don't know nothing about football, but I have a bottom one. I'm with King, Tom Brady.
Oh, who's on the bottom?
Thank you, Rita.
I gotta go, and
I gotta go.
You might think I'm biased for saying this, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2, but I'm gonna say the 1. And you put the rings to the side, and you look at a guy who's been with Green Bay for 17 years straight, Aaron Rodgers. The guy's put all his commitment in Green Bay. Re-signed with the Packers, 4-year deal, $200 million. This guy is absolutely elite. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the weapons.
He's greedy.
Say that again, King Goose.
He's greedy.
Let me finish. Let me answer.
Not shady, Joe. Greedy. Like he used a different word.
No, he used Grady and Shady in the evidence. The one that he should be held accountable. Still, we're not over that, King. This is the beginning. But anyways, you cut me off, King, because that's very disrespectful of you. Okay?
Come on.
We'll put Jared Goff on the bottom.
You look at a guy like Rodgers.
And you put Big Ben at the bottom of all quarterbacks.
Big Ben. Well, Ben's retired, so you can't count him now.
No.
Assuming he stays retired.
Aaron
Mason
Rodgers,
Rudolph. We'll put Mason Rudolph on the bottom. How's that?
You can put Mason Rudolph, Steve. With Aaron Rodgers, he didn't have the weapons as these other quarterbacks had over the years, and unfortunately, That's why he only has one Super Bowl. But that doesn't make the fact who he is still today. He makes these receivers look great, like Lazard, and bringing back Cobb and having Devontae Adams for years. There was Adams, and we had Greg Jennings over the years, and we had Donald Driver. We had Jordy Nelson. We had so many great weapons, but we had them for a very short period of time, and then they left. And some of them got traded, some of them retired, some of them just left to a different team. So I got to say Aaron Rodgers, and is probably the bottom, I got to say, is Jalen Hurts. He really is Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is the bottom. Yeah, he just.
He's just.
And I'm not saying it to bug you. I'm not saying it to bug you, to be honest with you, brother. I'm saying it because I don't see him anything special about him. Not even an average quarterback. Like, I'd rather have in there a Minshew starting 100%, 100% Minshew to start. You know, you look at Jalen Hurts, it's just he's all over the place. You know, he can run, but he can't run at the same time. He's not really that fast quarterback like Lamar Jackson or Colin Kaepernick or Michael Vick or all these quarterbacks over the years. He's not like that, so that has to be my top, my bottom list. Aaron Rodgers is the top, and the bottom is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's still news we heard earlier yesterday afternoon. The Cleveland Browns have acquired quarterback Deshaun Watson in a trade with the Houston Texans for a first-round pick in the 2022, 2023, and 2024, as well as a 2023 round pick and a 2024 round pick. Deshaun Watson is actually a Cleveland Brown. I'm pretty shocked about this move, more than a Devontae Adams one. Johnny, be good. Like, this is a shocker.
Yeah, I have to say I was shocked because, I mean, was it just 2 days ago, they said Cleveland was out of the running. And then next thing you know, he's going to Cleveland. You know, we were supposed to be going to either the Panthers or the Saints. So it was an interesting turn of events. I do like that they went out and signed Jacoby Brissett to back him up, just in case he can't get out of, if he can't stay out of hot water, right? That's the only issue with Deshaun Watson. Is he a good quarterback? He's been off for a year, so he might be a little bit rusty. But if he can regain his form, I mean, that's going to help Cleveland, as long as they can get an O-line in there. And be interesting to see. Baker's supposed to go to Indianapolis, but we'll see what happens and shakes out there. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's good for Cleveland, but obviously still a lot of question marks.
Now, Cleveland, right? They a couple of years ago, they had a really good year, and last year they had an awful year with injuries and Baker Mayfield just not being himself. As John says, the worst man that puts commercials on television. You're still on your word, right, John, on that?
That's right.
You know, a man of few words. John just said that, right? Like Ing likes to say. So
you don't like Baker? He's from Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. The commercial he did for Halloween really sucked. It really did. Pouring nacho cheese into the kid's pillowcase. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
It wasn't too good. He didn't put much thought into that one.
That was. But I gotta say that I would rather watch a mortgage commercial or something else, like putting cheese in the kids'
mouth. Cheesy.
Like, you want to buy a house? Are you settling?
Well, as much as it sounds crazy to say, but I'd rather throw a beer in the kid's bag than freaking cheese. Like, come on, man! At least give that beer to your dad or something, right? Cheese, like cheese. The cheese that you get from the cinemas, you know, the Westmont Mall, the Masonville, you put in cheese in the bag. It's a little weird. It was a little odd.
Melted cheese whiz.
Goes right to my hips. I can't do it.
So that would happen.
Carson Wentz, you know, he's a Washington Commander now, right? And the Commanders.
That's another interesting move.
That's a very interesting move,
because the Colts don't have a QB. Supposedly they're looking at Baker, but that's not a done deal yet either. So it'll be interesting to see where the Colts go for a number one QB now.
I think the Colts really should think about if they actually really want to sign Baker Mayfield, because you look at Baker Mayfield, he's not a consistent quarterback. It really isn't. He's a guy that he's good or he's not good, right? It's like week 1 he's great, week 2 he's horrible. He's throwing for 150 yards and you got 4 interceptions and 1 or 2 TDs. Like you have to be consistent, especially in the game of football. You know, you look at San Fran for a second. Okay, when Jimmy G's on his day, the guy's playing good football. When he's off his game, he's not playing football. You know, look at Big Ben. When Big Ben's under pressure, he's not good. But when Big Ben has coverage, you know, all over the years, then Big Ben is fine. Same with my guy, Aaron Rodgers. You know, when Rodgers is pressured, under pressured, it's not good. Same with Brady. All these quarterbacks, you have to have good protection.
That's with anyone, any quarterback, yeah.
Right. So if you have good protection, then any quarterback will do the job. But with Baker Mayfield, a lot of times if he's not under pressure, under pressure himself, you know, and that's not a quarterback you want on the field, especially a starter. You know, bring back Nick Foles, bring back somebody who's been in the game longer than these guys. You know what I mean?
Well, the good thing with whoever goes to Indy, they'll have the protection. They got a good O-line there, and as well as the defense. So whether it's Baker, hey, maybe even Minshew, who knows? I mean, lots of good quarterback options out there for teams that are in need. So it'll be interesting to see where the Colts go or some of the other teams that still need a quarterback.
Yeah. John, what do you think about the Washington Commanders? Are they better than the Washington football team? You like that name better? Commanders?
Well, I guess it's better, but I don't really like it. I think it still doesn't sound very good. But
I thought they were supposed to go with the Red Wolves. That would have been great. I seen the logos and the shirts they had. They were supposed to go with Red Wolves.
That would have been kind of different. Yeah.
And I mean, when they said the Commanders was their final choice, I think most people kind of went, "Phew."
No.
So, still calling them the Hogs. I still call them the Hogs.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, King Goose? I know you're always fired up with these things, and I'm almost garbage. Yeah, garbage.
I don't think it was their best choice. I mean, I don't know who the decision makers are, but I don't think these are football fans, or they certainly didn't check with their fan base.
You know what I said when they changed the Redskins to the football team? Me and John were talking, and we had a show, and this was before I had StreamYard and I could have all this amazing social media platform up with you guys doing my show, not always calling in. I do love the people calling in still, but more people come on StreamYard. Anyways, long story short, and John was saying, and I said, actually, I brought this up. I said, why don't the Native Americans vote on if they want to keep the Redskins or not? Because if you look at their flag, John, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think I'm right with this. Their logo is an Indian, right?
Yeah.
So why can't the logo of the Redskins stay with Washington? And till today, I still don't understand, like, what was it that made them change it? Why didn't they change it 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago when they first came?
Because today everything has to be politically correct, or else you're a complete racist ass. That's about it.
It's the timing of it. I mean, it was initially a derogatory term, but it's just been sliding for these years. But now in the politically correct world seems to be that they had to make the change now. The same with the Cleveland Indians or with the Atlanta Braves. But I think with their fan base and with natives, for the locals there, they said they were okay with keeping. Oh, no, because I think the Indians changed as well.
Yeah, but Johnny B,
Cleveland Guardians. Go ahead, Ing.
Oh, yeah, the Guardians.
Johnny B, don't you think the only people who had a problem with it were white? Like, I never saw any initiative coming out. Just saying.
No, again, I said in fairness to our native friends, both Canada and America, it was the Redskins apparently was a derogatory term for them. So, but why it's stayed this long? Like I said, I think like John said, it was in the world we live in today, everything's politically correct. I think the fan base loved the Skins and the Hogs, and so I think it'll be interesting to see where the fan base goes with that. It's still going to wear their pig noses and all those things, or I don't know. And it was kind of a fun. I mean, they had fun with the name, right? The fans did. So be interesting to see where you go with the Commanders. It's not really a fun name to work with. So
isn't a commander? A commander's a chief, right?
I'm not even sure about that. I was thinking of like a commander, like a space pilot or something. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can make anything you want out of commander.
Whoever thought of that,
it's a form of leadership.
Captain Kirk. Go ahead, King Bruce. What did you say, King?
As whoever thought of that name should be shot in the head.
Well, it's a form of
politically
leadership.
correct.
Commander-Chief. It's a leader.
That's right.
Got a really good question from Rita Miller. Who is the most overpaid player in the NFL?
Tom Brady.
Von Miller. I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
I got to go with Jenny. Be good. I think it's, as much as I love Von Miller, I think he's right now probably the most overpaid player in the NFL as a linebacker. Like don't get me wrong, he's won 2 Super Bowls and all that, but for the age that he's at, with the injuries that he's been taking over the year with groin and all that, I think 120 million is a little bit too much. I would have said 75, maybe 80, but more than 80, no. But hey, he got what he wanted. I thought
he was going to retire, honestly, myself, after winning. I thought he was going to retire. So for him to sign on for 6 more years and for that money, hey, kudos to Vaughn. Hey, if you can get that kind of money and still come in, good for him.
Hey, I thought, who I thought was going to retire too, Johnny Be Good? I thought it was going to be Aaron Donald. A lot of people thought, well, Aaron Donald's going to retire. No, he comes back. Let's do another repeat, Let's do another repeat. So
that's all right. Let him keep all the old schleps in there. We'll run them over.
You really have confidence that the 49ers will do well next year. I believe so too.
We're grooming all of our players, young and up and coming, and so I said it's okay to keep. I still, again, Von Miller. Aaron Donald's still a great player. Still commands the respect, but again, age always eventually catches up with the best players.
Yeah. And what player doesn't get paid enough? That's a really interesting question.
Well, you got us thinking now. That's 2 points.
Yeah, now I was thinking. Oh boy,
who isn't getting the respect? I guess is really the question.
How much is Brady making right now? What is his contract at?
Brady.
I'm curious.
If you have a hard time answering, what did he say? Say it again.
What did you say, King Goose?
I'm going to go with Matt Stafford.
Well, we have a new deal.
He just signed a new deal, didn't he?
He signed a new deal. We have the evidence right here. It says the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford finalized a 4-year, $160 million extending. That includes $135 million guaranteed. So,
speaking of that's an overpaid in my book.
Well, isn't it the problem? Do you think that NHL players are overpaid?
The NHL, the lowest paid players in sports in general.
No,
baseball players are overpaid. I mean, look at all these big contracts from the baseballs; they're huge.
No, I meant football. Don't you think they're all overpaid? Just saying.
No, I don't think they're all overpaid.
Maybe we're just jealous. We wish we could have those millions of dollars.
Work is not fun.
You can.
I'm gonna start a communist party with King. You're all overpaid. Check in at the front desk. Let's see what happens.
Again, a lot of people say, the NFL players overpaid because of the money they get. But everybody needs to really think how long these guys put so much work to be where they are. And a lot of times, I'm going to say 20% of these players, you look at the show with Najee Harris, all these guys, a lot of these guys were homeless. A lot of these guys, just lived off the street, lived in the hood and all that. They didn't have a family. A lot of adoptions over the years, and just think about it for a second. I understand they're playing football, but it took them so long to be where they're at. And when a player makes $120 million, there's a reason behind it. Okay, it takes years and years and years for these players to make this amount of money. And you know what? People say Aaron Rodgers, that's the most ridiculous thing. I don't think it is. When you put 17 years of work in the state of Wisconsin, especially in the city of Green Bay, and all the fans that come and support you, and all the negative and all the mainstream media saying how bad of a guy you are, and you want to prove to yourself and prove to the world, I can do this under my leadership, under my team. Why not get
They wouldn't pay it if the money wasn't there. The money's there.
Yeah,
That's
the
why
guy
they pay it.
deserves it. So the guy, people say that Aaron Rodgers is overpaid. Say what you want. The truth is, he's not overpaid. He deserves what he wants. King Goose. Gotta get that.
Well, I was gonna say, if you continue to perform, then you've earned your money.
Yeah. Told you earlier, King Goose. I said if you worked at a job for, let's say, 17 years, 16 years, and you're only making $17 an hour, and you said to the boss, you know what? I feel like a big raise. I want to make $30 an hour. I want to make double of my money. That's not called greediness. You put all your hardship in there, and you want to make the more money because you feel like you deserve it, and you do. Why not go after that? If you can get the $30 an hour than the 16 or $17, then go ahead, chase it. Take every penny you can, but that's not called greediness. Those are not the proper words to use. It's not greediness at all. It isn't.
I was going to say, which player doesn't get paid enough? I'm thinking Debo Samuel or Elijah Mitchell at that point. Yeah, there's some underpaid players on our team anyway.
Looking at Brady's contract, and it says right here, he was in his final year of his 2-year deal, $41 million contract, when he agreed to another 2-year extension in 2017. That was 2017. Brady made $23 million for the 2019 season, and he was testing the open market as the unrestricted free agent in 2020 when he was agreed to a fully guaranteed 2-year, $50 million with the Buccaneers. So that's very interesting. So Brady's still making some big bucks up there, but I'll tell you, took a lot of years for a pay cut in Boston. He really did. Yeah, he took. I think that's why he didn't come back. He had some beef with Robert Kraft and the organization upstairs. Oh, this is a good one.
Can Rita come up and actually answer the questions she laid out there herself?
No, I told Rita earlier.
Right. Rita, what's wrong with you? Let her up.
I'll send you a link, Rita. Feel free to come up. So if you wouldn't.
Who's she talking about?
Depends. I don't know.
Who are you talking about, Rita Miller?
Mr. Brady, I think.
I think they should retire Tom Brady.
She talks about Gretzky, I think, Joe.
Well, we're going to get on to hockey in the next couple of minutes, actually. We're going to get on to hockey.
Kidding? Jesus.
We are. Yeah, Rita, we want to, like, who are you talking about?
Tom Brady.
So if you wouldn't have gotten more money,
That's a valid question.
He's not there for the money, Rita Miller. He's not there for the money. He proved to himself who he is. Fans love him. People appreciate it. People hate him.
The money certainly helps, but again, the love of the game too.
Yeah. If you guys didn't hear earlier before this show started, why he came back, his family supported him and all that. His wife was on his side, his kids, his mom and dad.
They were tired of him after 1 month. And go play football again. Get out.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, the one and the only Rita. Good evening, Rita.
Good evening.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good.
So what play were you talking? Were we talking about Thomas Edward Brady Jr. on that one?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that retired, but then came back when he got what he wanted.
I don't know if he got what he wanted. I think it was just.
But he was retiring, right?
No, he retired, but how he retired, it wasn't just a regular retirement. Like
we celebrated the retirement. That's what she's saying. Yay, he's retired.
Yeah, and then they brought him back. But did he go back only because he was offered more money? No, is that why he actually said he was going to retire? Is my question.
No. He didn't come back. He didn't come back just for the money. He didn't come back for the money. I'm sure there's a little bit of money in there. His wife's worth more than him. Just to put that out there. Okay, she's a model. But he came back because the man still has the arm, and he said a long time ago, if you guys don't remember, I want to play until I'm 45. He's 44 right now, and he will be 45 very soon. So when he's officially done, he'll be turning closely to 46. He'll be around the 45 mid-range, somewhere around there. So no, he came back for the love of the game, for just for the fans, sell more tickets, go to another playoff game, But on the other hand, go ahead.
For publicity?
It's not publicity. It's for people to watch more history, if you want to say. Because history is always going to be there, but he wants to put out there that he was the man that retired only for 40 days and he came back and won, let's say, the MVP next year. Who's done that? Has come back out of retirement and won an MVP. Not too many people, right? So he'll do something next year that will not only just piss off people, but will get people really frustrated, like the guy in the middle just looking at me. That guy right there, King Goose. Yeah. I know you're pissed off, King Goose, and all that, but
you should change the banner to King Goose has a backbone because he came up. He faced
I'm going to say it anyways. This is how much I don't like Shady and don't respect him. I'd literally go buy his jersey or his pictures for firewood and fire starter. We're going to get bit in the ass from the whole panel.
Speaking of starting fires, I think Joe's getting going there.
Have you met Tom Brady? Did he just cut you off somewhere in the middle of Toronto?
It's
getting Joe's fire going.
Guys, it's a shame to hear a person that is close to his 40s has watched Tom Brady more than me, close to me, watch Brady.
He looks good for being close to 40s.
He does.
I'm not talking about how he looks right now. I'm not talking about how he looks. I'm talking about he's close to 40.
You brought it up. Jesus, I just answered.
Change the topic.
That's why I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay.
Best plays on earth on a Saturday night, right here.
Where's Rita's next question?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. I want to move on, out of football and talk about the National Hockey League. And earlier today, the Toronto Maple Leafs lose to the National Predators 6-3 the final. Rita,
who was in goal tonight?
It was the kiddo, and I always have a hard time saying his name. Ing, do you remember his name?
He's number 50. That's all I need to know right now.
Yeah, he's not the right one to be in goal.
No. Well, he did better.
It's better than
he had some great saves.
Well,
if you guys have
only 1 out of the 6, he should have.
Question is, who's going to play goal come the playoffs? That's the real question.
Well, the real question now, you got free agency on Monday. There's speculation that we might get Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't want Fleury. No, thank you.
Why?
I don't want Mraz. No, thank you. I don't want the
contact them and tell them.
These guys that are going to come and play for a couple of months and then they'll go somewhere else, because that's exactly what free agency is all about. It's been like that for years. Look, the kid that started a couple nights ago, his first career start had a shutout. Okay.
That's great.
Right. And then his second game, whatever, back to back or a couple of days later, 1-2. He had like 57 saves or 72 saves out of the past 2 or 3 games. That's impressive from a young goaltender. But we need consistency. And our goaltending is not consistent whatsoever right now. When Campbell first came in, he was hot. And then we learned just last week or so, Campbell is out with a hip injury. So maybe this is what it is. Because
I thought it was ribs.
I heard hip.
Almost the same word. Hips.
I don't know. I heard rib. I mean hip.
It's rip, I don't know.
Hip is worse than rip. Just saying.
I would rather
for a goalie.
Hip, right? I've seen multiple goalies over the years with hip injuries. Hip, heart. You look at Jonas Gustafsson, heart issues over the years. He was a good goaltender for Toronto. The Monster used to call him. He was an outstanding goalie until he had heart problems. It's just, we got to find the ability in these goalies. And I looked at Campbell. After the All-Star, he was horrible. And I agree with this one guy on Facebook. He said after the All-Star, this guy was never the same. And he was not the same, whatever. He wouldn't do the same saves. Just something was off. And hopefully when he comes back from this hip injury or rib injury. I hope he's back where he is, because if we don't have a goaltender in the playoffs, we're not going to get through past round one. As far as that, I got to say.
I was going to say, like, Campbell is good as a backup. Mrazek is good as a backup. So I think I give kudos for the Leafs for trying the kid out, giving him a chance to prove himself. Is he ready to step up? I'm not sure. I mean, again, time will tell, but it's tough to throw the kid in that position. So really, the Leafs really don't have a number one. That's their big issue. They've got 3 goalies, but not really a number one.
Who would you suggest?
I don't know. I'm not sure who's on the market. There is somebody they were saying maybe they can make a trade with the Devils. I think was it Blackwood. He's a decent goalie. Could be. But again, I don't know if there's enough time at this point of the season. I mean, we're how many weeks away from the playoffs now?
We're a few weeks away.
Wow, is it 12?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's usually April. I'm maybe mid-April. I'm not sure, and with the season changing, so
6.
6?
No.
Let's bring the standings here. We'll do all the math. I have the schedule right here. This is what's great about StreamYard. You can share the screen. So great about
May 15th. So it's now.
Basically, the general manager should have made a move earlier in the year, long ago. It's too late now to be pulling the trigger.
So, guys, we have, the Avalanche. They're playing really good, and they're 44-13-5. You got the Florida Panthers that are 42-14-6.
Panthers are the favorite now, getting Giroux.
Yeah, earlier the Florida Panthers acquired.
Good move for the Panthers. Yeah, they're finally getting over that hump. They've always been kind of stuck in the playoffs, but I think this is their year now.
Yeah, I'm really shocked, guys, and the fans that are listening to this right now and later on, Pittsburgh. Like, I really thought Pittsburgh's going to be a rebuild team, and it looks like it's the other way. They got that young goalie in there, and hey, Pittsburgh's making a run. Like, they're 4th overall. Like, Pittsburgh last year weren't even this good, and they got 85 points, and they're on top of the Bolts, on top of the Leafs, on top of the Rangers, on top of even the Bruins that are 9th place overall. So,
well, I think the Leafs are looking at playing the Bolts the first round at this point, right?
Yes.
That would be a tough draw considering you're struggling in the pipes.
Well, you have to win them all to win the Stanley Cup, so might as well take them out first.
I'm not sure if that's where you want to start.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
You're helping the other team is what you're doing.
True. This is the Metropolitan Division. You got Carolina, you got Pittsburgh, you got the Rangers, you got Washington, you got Columbus, the Islanders, Philadelphia, and the Devils. In the Atlantic, you got the Panthers with 90 points. You got the Bolts with 84 points. You got the Toronto Maple Leafs with 83 points. You got the Bruins that are playing not too bad hockey right now with 81 points. The Red Wings, Sabres, Sens, and Montreal Canadiens that are last in the Atlantic Division.
Oh, we still love them.
Yeah.
But Joe, earlier you said like the games that were postponed because of the pandemic, they won't replay them?
No, I think they played most of them, actually. I really think they played most of them because remember, they had a lot of back-to-back games and they had Mrazek one night, Campbell one night. I think they played a lot of them. I'm not 100%, so correct me if I'm wrong, anybody or the audience.
Normally they have an 80-game schedule, so they're only at 60. So I don't know if they're 20 games short or what.
It should be more at this point.
Yeah, you're right. But that's why, are they going to push the season? Are they going to finish the 80-game schedule or?
I think they will. This is really crazy. This division, like you got the Central, you got the Avalanche, you got the Blues, you got Minneapolis, you got Minnesota Wild in there. You got the Predators that are fighting their lives up, beating the Leafs earlier today, 6-3, the final. You got the Stars, the Jets. Yeah, they're a disappointing team this year. They really are. Chicago, then Arizona, and you got this division that I'm just absolutely just shocked.
What's Vancouver? Never heard of it. Look at them.
I don't know.
Well, I'm shocked to see the Kings up there.
I am too.
They missed the playoffs the last 3 or 4 years now.
I don't believe this. Like when I look at this, like you got like Los Angeles, they're a rebuilt team. How are they second in their division? Like, you're only 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. You're 6 points back from first. And these Kings, they're playing really good hockey. Like,
Vancouver's been playing better hockey too of late too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You want something to talk about? How about the playoff format?
What do you guys, for all you guys out there that are listening, and especially you guys on the panel, what's the most consistent team have you guys seen this year in hockey? We're gonna go. Yeah, Johnny, be good. We'll go with you first. Who do you think is the most consistent team this year and the most approved team?
Well, if you're talking consistency, I have to say Tampa Bay and/or Colorado. I mean, they've been consistently good. Most improved team. I know it's not Montreal, but I gotta go with. I mean, the Kings or Vancouver would certainly fill that.
Yeah, I gotta say the most consistent team. There's two teams, and it has to be the Colorado Avalanche and the defending champions back-to-back, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, the most improved team that I've seen, and guys, you have to agree with me on this, is the New York Rangers. Okay, There's no question about that.
Yes.
The Rangers came from nothing and nobody rebuilt. Thank God they still have Zibanejad. They've really, improved. And if you look at the wild card race for a sec, and this is really interesting, they're third in the Metropolitan Division. They're only 5 points back from first. And right now, they're playing really good hockey. They're 20-6 and 3 at home. They're really good at home. So I wouldn't want to see anybody go and play best out of 7 series in New York, because if I say the Rangers play the Panthers or the Bulls, I'd pick the Rangers winning in 6. I would. They're unbelievable. The fan base is crazy. The original 6. They'll do something big this year if they can keep it up.
Well, the Rangers typically make the playoffs. They just don't do much, or they're usually just squeaking in the playoffs, but they typically don't do much. But they have improved, so I agree with you there. I don't know if they're the most improved, but they have improved.
No, who can you say the most improved team this year? You know what I mean? Like, Boston isn't, Washington isn't, Columbus isn't.
No, I said the LA Kings for me was a shocker seeing them up there.
Well, yeah. On the other hand, the Los Angeles Kings are a shocker. Now they lost earlier today, 5-1 against the Vegas Golden Knights, but they're a shocker to a lot of people, most people's eyes. Right?
And Vancouver's worked themselves back into a playoff spot. So
yes.
That's,
where are they right now? Let's see. Where are they?
Well, they're fifth in the Pacific.
They're what? They're 5 points. 72. They're 5 points back from the final wild card spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still doable.
Not a fan of this wild card stuff whatsoever.
No, I was going to say, what do you think of the playoff? I still like the old 1 versus 8 format, right? I mean, here you look at the Leafs. They worked hard all season, right, to get where they are. Now they get they get Tampa as the draw in the first round. I mean, I don't like that. Or was it the other years they draw Boston? So
yeah,
I like the old format where it was 1 and 8 and 2 and 7 and.
Yeah, but it's the money, Johnny B. It's lesser games if they do it the old way. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Ing, if it's the money. I really don't know if it's the money.
I don't see how money plays in, but
where's the money?
They take commercial breaks. Then you got finals.
They're still getting commercial.
The more games they have, the more money they make.
Well, yeah, I get that part, but so that's interesting to see because Florida is now going to draw Boston or Washington the first round, or I'm not sure how the wild card works there.
Because I was talking to somebody earlier today.
But I think it would be fair if the top 2 teams got a wild card, and then or the top 3. I think each one of those that make the top 3 should get a wild card team.
See, this is how. Is it wild card? They confuse the heck out of people. Like,
I thought it was like 2 versus 3, and then 1 gets a wild card, right? So the number 1 seed gets a wild card, and then test 2 has to play 3. But I think all 3 of those should get a wild card draw.
Who would the Avalanche play?
Yes.
Would they? They wouldn't. Would they play Calgary? No, would they?
No. Wow. Yeah. You don't want to. That would be an interesting draw in the first round.
Go Flames, go!
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm
don't
always
the-
cheering for my Canadian teams.
Don't the teams who are on a wild card position have to play each other? Like, it's not even that everyone with a wild card is
Oh
automatically
no,
in.
because again, you got to look at the breakdown by the division. So you got to look at
Mhm.
the standings by division. So there's Central Pacific. The wild card teams get to play, I think, like the number one seed of each division, like Central.
Yes.
Pacific. So
Yes.
Calgary might be matched up with either Nashville or Vegas.
Mhm.
Colorado the same. They would get either. I think it depends who finishes higher.
Yeah.
So at this point, Colorado's higher, so they would draw the lowest wild card, which would be what, Vegas? No, I'm not sure.
It would be Vegas, yeah. It would be.
But I'm just saying, every year I just feel the Leafs get screwed in the first round because they.
You know
they
what?
get
Yes.
Boston, or now they got Tampa Bay, and it's like, really? That's your first draw? Versus if they were a 4 or a 5 place, they get. I don't know if that'd be any easier for them, but.
Mhm.
I think I'm looking at right now here, and I see the Panthers, Bolts, and
Yeah.
Toronto, Boston, Washington.
So is it only how many wild card teams get in? Maybe
There's
that's
2 wild card.
Is there only 2 wild card teams that get
Yeah, because it's 1-2, and then that's the wild card on that hand, and there's 1-2 on the Pacific.
Right.
No, and
So
then you got Nashville and Vegas. So let's say everything ended today. I think Vegas, like you were saying, Johnny, be good. Correct me. Yeah, and it would be Colorado, and for the Panthers would be Washington, right?
Panthers. Let me
I don't
see.
know.
Yeah,
Again-
so you're right. Yeah, Panthers being the highest, them are Carolina. So Panthers are higher, so they would draw Washington at this point. And then Carolina would get Boston. I'm not sure either one of those is a easy match, but I just feel bad as poor Toronto. The other years they got rid of it's been Boston, and now they're looking at Tampa Bay the first.
Well, Boston, look. I know they've been having a hard time.
Well,
for
and as
goaltending.
you know, teams go in the playoffs as goaltending goes. The teams with the hottest goalies are the teams that go the distance. So that's where the
Yes.
original question was going back. You're talking about the Leafs and the goaltending situation. If they don't solve that soon, they're going to be out the door in the first round.
They'll be screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So to me, it comes back to management. I think the management was it Kyle Dubas. He didn't do much. I mean, I don't know why they let Anderson go, but you didn't do anything to replace him, basically.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. We got rid of Anderson, and I understand, and we can't go back. It's
And
just,
ironically, he went to Carolina, didn't he?
yeah, he's number 2 goalie overall right now.
Number 2 goalie overall. There you go.
And they'll probably win a Stanley Cup like they all do, right? Look, the past is the past, guys, and a lot of people say, "Oh, why do we keep Anderson?" It was the moment, he was injured. He wasn't the greatest at the time. They got rid of him. Campbell got hot, and just we moved on from him. That's like for any goaltender, right? And it sucks when they say, "Oh, we should have kept Anderson. Campbell's crap. Campbell's this." Look,
Well,
we can't all be on a hot streak forever. The streaks are meant to be broken. Like you look at The Undertaker for a sec. The streak is meant to be broken. Brock Lesnar broke it. The streak is meant to be broken for all these other goaltendings too. So it's unfortunate that he left the way he left, but I'm happy that he's doing well in Carolina. Like, good for him. The guy that won a Stanley Cup as a backup goalie in Los Angeles is now the starting goaltending in Carolina. He was the starting goalie for Toronto for many years. Now he's in Carolina. So plots to him. Good for him.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's gonna be an interesting Stanley Cup playoffs ahead. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I was going to say the only move I could see the Leafs doing at this point is they would trade, making a move for Blackwood in New Jersey. That's the only thing that makes any sense. At least you'd get a quality goalie. But again, I don't know if it's too late in the season.
I still stick with your number 1 goal in Campbell. I believe in Campbell still. In Jack Campbell, we trust. It's just the guy got hurt, big deal. he'll come back. He'll come back stronger. I hope so. And just go from there, man. Mrazek's not there. The kid is good, but he's not gonna be the starting goaltender.
No, he's good. I mean, he's filled in. He's helped them out, and the same with the kid. He said he's doing nice. You're giving him a chance, but I don't know if any one of those three are truly a number one goalie. That's the only issue.
Yeah, I like to say something to King Goose. King Goose, can we have Carey Price?
Oh, there's a move.
There's that luck on his. Take him. I'll take him.
Yeah, well, he's been out and injured too. So he was just practicing, I think, today for the first time since the beginning of the season. So
is Carey Price not a really good player though?
Well, it's a same question. Is he still worth the money? Is he still worth? I mean, we know he's a legend, but is he still at that peak performance you need?
Everybody stop for a sec. King Goose, stop nodding your head. What he did last in the playoffs, no other goaltender would put your team where they were. Carey Price took you guys to the Stanley Cup. Without Carey Price, you guys would be swept.
Did is in past tense, I think.
But, it can't just be Carey Price, ladies and gentlemen. It can't just be him. He carried you guys all the way. And at the end, the whole team has to play. Same thing with Tom Brady. Brady can't do it all on his own. Aaron Rodgers can't do it all on his own. You got to have backup. And when you have backup, that's called success. Success, everything will build together with the team.
Look at Patrick Waugh in his prime days.
Patrick Waugh, but you guys had a good team around too. You guys had a phenomenal team.
Got to have solid defense, true. Yeah.
And then they get old and washed up. And they should just
I know what that's like, King.
I think a new phrase should be old, washed up, go home, stay home.
Exactly.
Catchphrase. I really think you should get a shirt that say
I only leave the house when I need a flu shot.
King goes with Brock Lesnar.
There we go. Oh, you always hit the goats, huh?
Joe, he's after you today. What's going on?
He's not a goat. He's a jackass or a bum.
Who are we talking about now?
Talking about the
That's
legend.
not nice to say to him.
Tom Brady's mother.
Hey, look, I'm going to try everything I can to get Thomas Brady Edward Jr. on the show, on the panel. And I'm going to bring him on with you, Kingers. And I really want to hear what you got to say to him. I want to see if you really got the balls to say what you're saying.
You can't cut him off if he's
I don't cut anybody off. They can say what they want to say, but I want to hear what he has to say actually right to Brady. I want to see. I want to see what he has to say to the
King will go down on his knees and say, "I'm so sorry, Tom."
Bullshit.
I'm not afraid.
It's not that you're afraid, man. It's your words don't make sense, man.
Okay.
We're not in kindergarten. We're in university. When you're in university, you better speak real good, my friend. Just saying. We're not here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, no. We're in the history, we're talking history over here, right? So settle back, have your coffee, your ice cap, man. Maybe tomorrow you actually look at reality and say, wow, I can't believe what I said on the panel. Just saying, right?
You can say that to each and every one of us, though. Brady's got to go crazy.
He is going to go crazy.
Shout out to Tyler.
Yes. Gentlemen, we got about 5 minutes left. We've covered most of the things that I wanted to speak about tonight. Great show tonight. John, Ing, King Goose, Rita. What do you guys, any last words to say?
It's nice being on here with everybody.
Absolutely, I agree.
Same here. Thank you for having me. Love you all. Even King.
Great show, Joe. Yeah,
King.
always enjoy coming on and talking with the panel and having these discussions. Again, it makes it more interesting, especially with football. And of course, we're in the off season. The only thing we're looking forward to now is the draft, and curious to see what's going to happen there. And all ready for football season again.
Yes, I'm ready for football.
Or even hockey playoffs at this point, right? I mean, we're ramping up towards the hockey playoffs next month. So
yeah. It's going to be an interesting draft in football. It's going to be interesting playoff run for whoever his team's in there. I know your team's not in there, Johnny Be Good or Bruce, but hey, it's going to be a great run. Actually, I have one more last thing for all of you guys. I'll send mine. What is your bucket list? If you had a bucket list, what would be your bucket list to travel or where to go?
Gotta see I wanted to see a game in Candlestick Park, but that ain't happening. So it's gonna have to be Levi Stadium for me.
Yeah.
My real bucket list is to go to a game in every stadium, whether it's Philadelphia or the Steelers or anywhere. Just I'd love to go and I've been to Detroit, but haven't been to any of the other stadiums.
May I ask, Johnny B, how many stadiums were you at? Like when live yourself?
I've been down. I've seen the Eagles Stadium, but I haven't been into a game. The same with Miami. I've been down there, but I've never been to a game. So that's my real bucket list, is to see a game, even whether it's Mile High or it's in Steeler Town. But yeah. Would love to.
How about you, John? What's your bucket list, my friend?
Bucket list? I don't know. I don't really care.
He's not ready to check out yet, Joe.
He's done it all. He's already got the bucket list is done. He's been there, done that.
That's why I love this man.
Just don't kick the bucket.
Right. Don't kick the
I
bucket.
love John.
Exactly.
Hey, John, I recommend you, Johnny Be Good, to go to Heinz Field, man. Me and him had a blast at Heinz Field. Go there, man. Great people.
Yeah, well, even Buffalo. I've never been down to see. I would love to go there too.
And it's not that far. It's okay. It's like 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Is that how long it took us, Mr. Leonardis?
More than that.
Was it
more than 7 hours?
Oh,
where do you guys go?
That goes with 7 hours, Joe.
Long.
So because John came down that following weekend, and we said to ourselves, you know what, let's go to a game. We'll watch Big Ben. And with that week, Big Ben got hurt, so Rudolph came and played, and we got tickets already from Ticketmaster, and we went down. So we went through Buffalo, New York, and Erie. It took us forever. From Erie to Pittsburgh, it was miles, and I mean miles and miles away before we got to Pittsburgh. When we got to Pittsburgh, there's this bridge under. I swear to God, me and John going to this bridge, we all freeze. Everybody's coming one way, and it's just under this freaking bridge. It's like here in London, that bridge downtown, and it's this huge bridge that goes all around. It's about like 2 miles, this bridge. Huge. And we're all freaking out. I thought, this is it. John is done. We're done. We're cooked. We're dead.
This is how we're going.
So fast. Everybody was going the same speed. It was like at least 50 miles. At least they were going. Crazy.
Joe, I love how you compare bridges in North America.
What else you got to say, my friend?
You should have been an engineer. Just saying.
You could be an engineer and you could be a broadcaster at the same time.
There you go. Absolutely.
Arita, what is your bucket list?
Well, it depends what you're talking about. Like, are you talking hockey? I would like to quit that.
Just say no. We're talking about sex all night. What's going on? It's sports, of course. If there's a bucket list, it's
need another hour segment for that.
Well, that would be Nylander. No, I'm kidding. No, I would like to watch the Leafs play and actually
win.
LA Kings actually too. Yeah, them win. Yeah, that would be a bonus, of course. Yes.
Yeah. King Goose, what is your bucket list, my beautiful friend?
One is to meet Roman
Watch Tom
Reigns.
Brady retire.
And watch Tom Brady just leave. Not come back.
To watch who did you say first?
Amen, brother.
No, to meet Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, okay.
Beat
And I
Tom
know
Brady.
I'm not a Leafs fan, but I'd like to see the Leafs at least win the Stanley Cup before I die.
They
Who?
will.
Amen.
They will.
The Leafs.
At least. Hey, at least we're still got a good brain going, my friend.
It's an olive branch to you, Joe. Just take it.
Ing, what's your bucket list, my friend?
I always wanted to drive with my car from the West Coast to the East Coast. I got to pick up Rita. We go to Toronto, and then Johnny B. Good and John have to fly in. So does King, and we're going to watch a Toronto Maple Leafs game against whoever. We're going to win that night. I know already.
Where? At the Air Canada, at the ACC?
Yes.
I've seen a game of the ACC, but I wouldn't mind going again.
Never been to Toronto. Never.
My bucket
You're not missing much.
Okay, my bucket list just changed. Johnny B. Good, where should I go?
Hawaii. No, I'm just kidding.
I think
I get it. I got it.
My bucket list. Oh, I got a couple things in mind. My bucket list is to go with Mr. John Laurinaitis to Lambeau Field and have a blast down there. Have a good time down there. Get a nice hotel. Nice dinner. Just not too cold, but cold enough that we freeze our gluteus maximus off. Just have a good time in Green Bay. We got some good connection down there, John. We got some good connections down there. Get a nice hotel or motel and just spend a few nights there and meet some good fans of ours and just have a good time. And probably my other bucket list would want to go to actually Vancouver to meet Ing and Cecilia. And those are the two men I want to meet. And I would love, one day, just to go down there, watch a Canucks game, go for dinner, just have a great time and just chill and party and go back to Ing's house or Cecilia's house and have a Joe Sports channel outside of you guys' homes,
Thanks, Ing. You told me
invitation.
You told me it was all sports related. Now make me look like a fool. I want to meet everybody on the panel.
Sure.
Sorry, you can't go back, Rita. You can't go back now, Rita.
The woman, you have to give in. Trust me. I made 32 years. You just have to give up. Abort, Joe.
Hey, Ing, whereabouts in Vancouver are you? Are you on the island or you're in Victoria?
No, I'm right in White Rock. The border crossing, Peace Arch.
You're at the border.
I lived most of the time Vancouver downtown, but
just stay on
since
the
we
good
had
side.
kids, we moved out to White Rock. But it's the best place on earth. My wife isn't from here. I'm not from here, but our children are. The only Canadians in my house are my kids, and they tell me, Dad, if you don't shut up, we got to deport you. So I have nothing to say.
Oh, that's why you're so quiet, is he?
Yes, I would be way more outspoken. Oh, man. Best place on earth. Canada. Canada. John knows that too, right? John, you're going to move to Canada. You told me.
Jones are awesome. You know what, man? Look, I'm going to say this again. Show always gets better and better each weekend, and it's wonderful. We have always great faces that come on the show. The panel's always crazy. The chat's always crazy. And I'm going to say this, and everybody just take a minute and listen to it. I am so blessed, and I'm so honored that I have my beautiful brother right in the middle and on my show. It is truly a blessing. King Goose, I know I'm always on your gluteus maximus, your butt, your ass, my friend.
Sure.
Put the sports to the side. I love you to death, man. I would do anything to save you, man. You're a great guy. We love sports, and that's what makes us brothers. If we didn't have this, man, we wouldn't be brothers. This is what makes us come together. It really does. It really makes us
all come together. Yeah. We're all like family. This whole panel.
Yes, exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
Me too.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Rita, King Goose, Ing, John, and Johnny.
Thank you, Joe.
Good. It's a pleasure.
Good to see you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Time is so long.
Stay backstage, King Goose. I want to talk to you for a couple minutes.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And to the rest of the wonderful and beautiful Booney Believers, I want to thank you guys seriously for an amazing show tonight. We've put this show together for you amazing people the Booty Believers. Having my amazing, beautiful, sexy pinata brother on King Goose just left moments ago is such a blessing. One of my quotes, and King Goose is backstage laughing. He knows it. Alhamdulillah, I am living this good life. I am breathing on God's time, and I can waste one breath. You guys are absolutely amazing, and we'll see you next Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have another great show. You don't want to miss out. Guys, if you don't have me on Snapchat or Instagram, it's Joe the Fighting J. A lot of information goes on there with trades, with just sports in general goes on there, or updates on updates, or even my Snapchat, Rafi4. My Snapchat, it's full of sports. So if you guys love sports, you guys only see me once every weekend. You can see me mostly on a daily basis on Snapchat or Instagram. You can see the sexy pinata face Joe Booney. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you, folks. We'll see you later.